And in the right bottom side of Nightshade, we're looking at the main base with a man hailing from Germany. It is HeRoMaRinE.
So it really feels like, you know, we looked at this bracket weeks ago. Obviously, the bracket's been set for a long time. And we looked at this one, and a lot of people saying, HeRoMaRinE, Showtime, they look really good. Looks like maybe 2 Germans coming out of the winner's bracket on the top side. But this is the big test. Yep. Big Gabe is up against his first Korean Protoss. And there are a couple here. And it feels like these are the ones that will probably upset his run.
Yeah, it's cool, because it's not even just the top Protosses that are here, but we also had guys like Zaun and Super showing up. I mean, Barding even qualified for the group stages, so I guess he is now included in the top Protosses as well. We'll see how this one plays out. Like, I do watch Gabe his stream quite a bit. I find it an absolute gem. I'll never get tired of his stream. But it's no secret that he doesn't really love TVP right now. Like, often when he loses a game, he'll give you the explanation that he was better than his opponent, but he was only 10% better, and he kind of needs to be like 20% better to win in this matchup. Then again, I feel like stylistically, Patience is the kind of Protoss player that Gabe actually likes to go up against, right? A Protoss that larger than Nightshade is. I mean, Patience, when it comes to an actual army that can stand there and fight, he's gonna have close to nothing, actually. What he will have, obviously, as soon as he has Blink Stalkers, is the ability to be very annoying, maybe shave off a couple of units when Gabe is running to the other side of the map, and maybe drop a stasis or two somewhere. Right now, I really don't like where Patience is going, but I think it also all comes down to execution, and maybe he can surprise us and pull off something very cool.
I'm absolutely with you there. Blue Stain Phoenix coming on in and having a look, sees the tech labs are both spinning, and Patience is on the clock to start getting up his defenses because he knows the push is coming from Terran. Every Terran wants to do this push in this matchup, and Gabe...
Korean Protoss.
It's more than double the army supply here for the Terran in this push. This just doesn't look holdable.
No.
I'm like, you know, it obviously hasn't started the fight just yet, but as commentators, guys, we're just... there needs to be some good stasis wards here for Patience, or Big Gabe's going to just run through. Oh, okay, he took the right turn there, so he's not going to get caught by that stasis ward. The third Nexus is definitely in trouble, though.
Yeah, this army is just not very good right now. Guardian Shield, I mean, Patience is going to go for it immediately, but like we said, he really lacks the firepower here. It's just a couple of Stalkers. Blink is done right now. +1 wasn't really done yet. But I think at this point, if you already start by losing the fight, things will only go worse. And all that Big Gabe does lately is win, and it seems like he's not stopping here.
All he wants to do is win, 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 win. That third Nexus is basically Patience's last stand. Like, you wouldn't think that going down at 2 bases is all that bad, but it absolutely is. Especially against this guy. He is just powering straight through, and it doesn't look like it's going to be stopped here, Ruddy.
How clean. Even Gabe would have to be happy with this game, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is just textbook TVP. When everything goes right and goes to plan, that's what it looks like. GG. Right up, the Korean Protoss. He is Patience.
And in the left top side, the man who has been dominating the ESL weeklies. He is 5-0 so far in this tournament at the offline bracket. It is HeRoMaRinE.
And also for all you guys playing at home that don't have the bracket open right now, this means HeRoMaRinE is 1 map away from qualification. He's already, I mean, it's been a pretty quick bracket. His bracket, as a lot of already mentioned, hasn't dropped a map just yet. He's been crushing it so far. So if he wins this map, an extremely strong start.
It's always a bit worse. I think this is also going very good for Gabe, because Gabe is making it look like it's the same game as last game, but it's not at all, because he's doing this with 3 command centers.
And Patience is going to go for that 3-gas style I was paying attention to before, but just with the 1 Forge, he's only just getting attack upgrades, which means that the Zealots are going to be a little bit squishier against the Bio. So it feels like the Zealots, the charge lots just aren't going to be as scary as they normally would be if a Protoss went for double Forge. But there's a blinker to the main base. Gabe doesn't have any tanks up here except for the one that just sieges now. Oh, Patience is actually putting himself in a corner here. He's got to blink out. Yeah, doesn't want to lose too many Stalkers.
Lost the Stalker, didn't kill anything.
Yeah,
and still, I mean, he should kind of know by now, and that's why he's going back into pro production. But look at this. HeRoMaRinE is actually taking the worker lead in the TVP. This is a rare sight, guys. Take a screenshot right now. Show it to your friends, okay? Because you don't see this very often. And this really does mean that HeRoMaRinE is in an awesome position, especially because what you pointed out as well. I think the 1 Forge is the correct call. Okay, Patience is going to try to get a tank here, and he does get a tank. Well done, Patience. I think 1 Forge is the correct call against 2 base Terran pushes, because if you go double Forge, you just can't really hold it anymore. But if your opponent opens up 3CC, then you really want the double Forge, because you need an upgrade advantage. If you're trying to win with Stalkers and Zealots, or at least you're trying to get ahead, you better get ahead in upgrades. Otherwise, your Zealots are just not going to cut it. This build is not as good as it used to be, because the upgrades of Protoss take a lot longer right now than it did like a year or 2 ago. And even the Zealots, yeah, they're a little bit faster, but that -8 initial damage that you don't have anymore with charge right now is massive, and it really makes this build a lot weaker.
And I mean, the +1 attack makes sense first here for Patience because he is going Blink Stalkers first and trying to do pressure. He's trying to pick off add-ons and whatever, but that got denied before. Their Phoenix had one job here, Roddy, to get rid of this Viking, but it flies through the Phoenix, lands, it's killed 5 probes, target firing down a 6th one there. That's so much damage. Yep. Here comes the Oracle for some counter damage, though.
Yeah, that's nice, but I mean, I'm super worried here for Patience, man. Okay, this is actually kind of funny. Look at where his army is. Where's the army of HeRoMaRinE? It went to the middle of the map. Okay, that tank got picked off. There's Marines coming in from every angle. This is very weird and very risky, but I like it. Patience needed to do something crazy, and this is crazy enough for me.
Yeah, he did a lot of worker damage there, so really evened up the board. Part of that army of HeRoMaRinE also took a little bit of time to get over here and actually intercept, thanks to those force fields.
Very, very well done there by Patience. Look at HeRoMaRinE. He's a little bit flustered. He's actually going...
Face of a bunch of charge lots here. Widowmine's coming in to assist. HeRoMaRinE does want to go for that big 2-base attack, thinking that he's taken more damage than potentially he has here.
Yeah, he's not...
He doesn't need to go all in, I feel.
I mean, upgrade-wise, it's starting to look bad. I can get behind that, but other than that, he doesn't have that much to worry about. Tech-wise, there's very little for Patience. The only thing he can really build is Immortals, and even those are not that good against massive bio-ball armies, right? So
that was very awkward for Gabe there. Also showed Patience that he was keen to pull the SCVs, which means that Patience is going to get those pylons up and start warping in a bunch of units. He potentially has shield batteries back at home as well, can't really see here. But he's going to try and slow the Terran down, but he will need to do some warp-ins at home. Only looks like 1 shield battery here for Patience so far. Oh my god, the Zealot count. He's only got 2 Widowmines.
Yes, 38 Zealots.
Oh my god. Well, the Widowmines are going to get a first shot off there. The Liberators definitely are a problem for Patience. He's retreating from this battle. Anti-armor missile there on a few units, but still looks like so many here are ready to fight.
The mines really need to all be here, by the way. 5 or 6 mines can have a massive impact. He's at 44 Zealots. How often do you see that?
Not very often, not at this point. Patience has got so many gateway units. Big Gabe's kicking on in. Patience does have the upgrade advantage with the attack upgrades. Doesn't quite have +2 armor done yet, though. The Bio started stepping here a little bit. He's pretty Marine heavy, so he's all right against the Zealots. The Stalker's coming in from the backside. He is surrounding the Bio here and starting to pick up the Liberators as well.
Yep, and he's sniping the Manifactor with the Stalkers. Well done there by Patience. Gets the job. It is HeRoMaRinE. It's been like solid 9, 10, 11 years.
There was actually a tweet post recently from Team Liquid saying that I think it was Team Liquid posted how long, like the longest amount of time a player's been with the team.
Yeah.
Dario, obviously #1, 10 solid years with Team Liquid. And Big Gabe was #2 with I think 9 years with Mouse Sports.
But if I recall correctly, Gabe already represented Mouse in one way or the other in Warcraft 3. But I guess that didn't really count, or then maybe they temporarily took a break and then he rejoined when StarCraft 2 came out. Because I think there was a little bit of a dead period when like Warcraft 3 used to be very active in the European scene. And I think like past 2008, 2009, it started to slow down a little bit. So maybe Mouse Sports temporarily stopped. But I think he was on Mouse as a little boy. Because you know those expeditions, right, where like everybody has a booth and they're promoting their products. Does he want to activate the mine? No, he does not. I said Oracle obviously meant the Widow mine. Oh, there's a Phoenix in the mix as well. That Phoenix could fly in first and actually absorb the Widow mine shot, and that is exactly what is going to happen here. Oh,
he softens up the SCVs.
Oh,
really nice play from Patience. Very big brain maneuver there for the Protoss, and he gets 4 one-shot SCV kills just like that.
And actually keeps the Phoenix alive as well, which is really damn good. Well done, man. That's
I love that mine drag.
Another SCV just went down. Maybe it was like a random adept somewhere. HeRoMaRinE realizes now that he needs to do something on the other side of the map, so he's gonna... he flies over this target now. He's like, oh my goodness. Really? You dropped it there?
Mein Gott.
Mein Gott.
Yeah, he needs to go for a Widow. This Widow mine drop is looking for a lot of probe kills here, and he is certainly starting to fall behind in workers at the moment. This is a bit more what you'd expect in a TVP to have this kind of probe advantage.
Yep. I mean, obviously he killed 6 workers as well, right?
Yeah,
so that has something to do with it.
Even worse.
I mean, the fact that the Phoenix survived is just fantastic for Patience, because now he should always be able to chase down this medevac. Patience is not
hello?
reacting.
Patience, hello? Oh, that bottom side pulls the probes just in the last second there. He still lost 4. So maybe potentially 5 or so. If he gets the Stalker kill, that's actually really nice as well. The Stalker is quite expensive.
This was a very good drop. This was actually, this went way better than I expected, especially because Patience had most of his units at holding a third. I don't think you have to go up to 4.
I agree with you there. Don't want to get too greedy and then fall behind here. Oh, drop in the main base. Patience's army definitely out of position.
Yep, the boys are being pulled as well. Patience not paying attention. Ends up losing a Stalker immediately. He's getting a Templar Archives as well. It's like, don't do that right now. Cancel those tag buildings.
Oh, he's going to depower 5 gateways here.
You need Zealots. Oh my god, that's massive. on powering 5 gates. That means no additional weapons at this point. It means the army can't grow. Gets the medevac, but ends up losing 2 stalkers in the process as well. And look at the minimap, Maynard. The boys are coming.
They certainly are, and this is a big army for the Terran.
No.
Oh, Stalker nearly gets picked off, just pulls back to safety here. The Zealots are about to get +1, but the SCV is going to be keeping them at bay. He's repowered 4 of those 5 gateways. Nice force field, some patience to start things off with, but he's already bleeding units.
Oh, and he's eating some very big shots of these tanks. I can't believe we have 4 tanks here, by the way. That's so big. You'd normally say, like, tanks are not that good against Zealots. Well, if they're firing like 4 at a time, they suddenly start becoming quite good. Patience is probably going to surround his army, though. He's going to try to cut off reinforcements. I don't know. It's madness, Maynard.
These 3 tanks, though, how do you surround this army? The Bio is just nestled right on top of them. They're getting on top of production here. Here come the Zealots. Big game moves to get in front of those tanks and try and keep them surviving against these Zealots. He's lost all of the boys on his front line. Patience coming in from both sides here, but does he actually have the units? Reinforces a big game as well.
The boys are blocking all the Stalkers and the extra Zealots there as well. And I must say, HeRoMaRinE did a fantastic job in keeping quite a few Marines alive. If Gabe wins the game right here, he will move on to the round of 24, the group stage of IEM Extreme Masters Katowice. And he's not there yet, but Maynard, I'm really starting to become a believer here.
Absolutely, it's looking really good here for the German Terran. Patience is against the ropes, and HeRoMaRiNE's looking to throw him over onto the mat. He is pushing way into that natural tank, still alive as well, which is a massive problem for Patience. He just doesn't have the units anymore. He doesn't have the production. He's lost so many gateways. He's had gateways depowered in the main as well.
Yep, only 5 Zealots right now. I guess those Zealots have been warped in the main base. Or maybe at the 3rd, actually. I mean, Patience still has quite a bit. He's counterattacking. He's going up some reinforcements. That's very well done, but he's going to end up losing these Stalkers as well.
Is he trying to make a race here or just catch a tank or something like that? These Zealots need to be cleaning up the tanks and the Marauders here on this front line.
To be honest, since his army's not growing and it's heavily overstimmed, maybe Patience can clean this up, and he's actually going to force HeRoMaRinE to evacuate. Wow. But now it's a 2-base Protoss with 32 probes. What?
And it's a 2-base Terran with 32 SCVs.
Which is good for Terran normally.
Yeah. I mean, 2-base against 2-base here, and HeRoMaRinE has still got the bigger army, and it feels like, even though Patience got those upgrades, he's going to catch a couple of Stalkers here. That pylon, of course, if he can depower that, going to stop his warp in position. There's no prism here for Patience.
Actually, I thought that was going to be a nice catch, but in the end, Patience is like, yeah, indeed, nice catch, but nice catch for me. I'll pick off like 8 Stalkers for just a single, well, 8 Marines for a single Stalker going down.
Yeah, this game's gotten really awkward. This is getting really weird here. Yep. I mean, Big Gabe still has the bigger army. I feel like his army is better if they clash and all the units are together.
Please kill that Phoenix. It has like no HP.
There we go. Your wish is being granted. Big Gabe is a benevolent god. So the Zealots coming in for the left side. The Marauders just trying to avoid. They want going into the minimax. It's so risky. It just gets one to the high ground there, loses the other one, obviously.
Wow. I have no idea what we're watching right now. Patience is rebuilding the Nexus that he lost in his natural. He still has the Templar Archives, by the way. The Templar Archives that I thought he really should have cancelled when it was being all-in.
He doesn't have the gas.
Maybe he could utilize it, because HeRoMaRinE is obviously quite poor as well. They're both poor. But Storm can be massive in these like low eco games, because Patience could potentially start floating some gas if he would decide to take his gases. And like obviously 2 or 3 storms would have a massive impact on this game.
You're absolutely right. I think Big Gabe's doing the right thing, though. He's being patient. Yes, that's getting Patience that 3rd Nexus, or rather the natural Nexus back up, so he has back up to 3 bases.
Yeah.
But he's throwing in a lot more Widow Mines, and he has multiple tanks and Liberators. He's making 2 Liberators at a time. Yep. And if he pushes with all those units, that is going to be very, very hard for Patience to stop.
And I think it's been very big that they finally took care of that proxy as well, right? So it's not going to be that easy anymore for Patience to just warp in units on the other side of the map. We don't have a Warp Prism in this game. I think the Robo got picked off, right? The Robo
yeah,
was
it was in the natural.
Yep. Yeah, so this is hard. I mean, Patience's army is definitely, it's not stronger.
Yeah. And the boys have been pulled again, by the way. HeRoMaRinE up in army supply and bringing the rest of his SCVs for a second big wave. Lots of Zealots again from Patience, but the Liberators are here to assist this time. Tank from the back line not really assisting, is kind of just standing there, but I don't think Gabe needs it. This fight's looking okay for the Terran as the Zealots start to disappear. A lot more Marauders and Bio left over. And in a few boys as well on that front line for posterity.
Yeah, once again, all the SCVs are gone right now, though, so HeRoMaRinE needs to get some really good damage going.
Needs those tanks to be behind this high ground.
I don't know, that was weird by Patience, but I kind of like it, because it did make this army a lot smaller, and gateway units are really good if the armies get smaller. Patience? Is he actually doing this?
He's grabbing the tanks. That's really massive. One Widowmine going to hit the Zealots, but a split at the last second, mitigating that damage. This is very, very close here. Liberator coming in for Widowmine. Oh, he lost his medevac.
No medevacs at this point. HeRoMaRinE still wants to push. He knows he needs to do damage because he just pulled SCVs. He lost 23 workers. HeRoMaRinE needs to get critical damage on this Nexus, and I don't know if that's doable. He's got no medevacs here.
All Patience needs to do is hold on. 1, and if he gets a few more warp-in rounds, that will seal his ticket into the round of 24. The Liberator's coming on forward. The Stalker's going to pick them up one at a time. The bio actually has been thinned out enough here for the Protoss to catch the reinforcements. Patience with the comeback, and he's happy about it as well, and so he should be. Well played, Patience.
That is insane, man. What a victory by Patience.
Losing your natural nexus, being down 20-odd army supply, and dealing with the SCVs on top of that. What an incredible defense here from the Protoss. Big Gabe, it felt like he had everything he needed to win that game, but somehow Patience just upsetting